first again.
So it seems. How's your research going?
Whew, slowly. But I found out that Tolkien actually worked on the Oxford English Dictionary in 1918. He started with the W words, and it seems that he had trouble defining walrus.
Fascinating.
Rafe, I've been wondering, do you like leading this group?
Oh, well, I, uh, I haven't really thought about it really that much. I see it as an honor to be asked to try to codify the evolution of language, and I quite like thinking about words.
Yes, but do you really like the people managing part?
Hmm.
For me, the administrative side of being a professor is sometimes the most time consuming and the least interesting part. I love talking to students and helping them refine their ideas, and I like doing research myself and exploring the ground and analyzing ancient texts, but there's so much politics involved in organizing a department. And I'm trying to balance having time to spend with my family.
I must admit, I may have let my family slide a bit. I've always been very focused on my work. That's what I thought was expected of me, that my role was to support my family. You may have the right idea, more of a balance. It just seems a challenging thing to find these days.
Mm, yes, there are more options, but also more expectations for everyone to be a Renaissance man or a woman who can work and have a family and actually be involved in the kids' lives to boot.
It was different when I was growing up. My parents were rather modern for the time. My dad did spend a lot of time with me, but I saw how frustrated my mother was with his inability to support our family consistently. So I was determined to hold down a job and financially support myself and my wife. But I guess my wives were looking for other kinds of support too, and I guess I was just too busy to notice. Ah, here they come. Interesting, the two of them arriving simultaneously.
Hi, sorry to be late. I was caught up in an interesting conversation with a friend and lost track of time.
Yes, me too.
That's all right. Gave us a chance to have a man-to-man tete-a-tete, so to speak.
Yes, that's what we were just doing too. Woman to woman, tete-a-tete.
Tete-a-tete?
Yes, but don't get too excited, boys. Meaning head-to-head, a meeting of the minds, one might say.
Yes, we both know that particular phrase, thank you. I just didn't realize that we were all now speaking French. So, shall we discuss the words?
Oui, monsieur.
Bien sûr.
Absolument.
Mon Dieu. Right. I believe Freya suggested Cyno-sure and Dolorifuge, which are both rather fascinating, actually. Scientifically, Cyno-sure is the constellation Ursa Minor, specifically its tail, the pole star.
And more figuratively, it's used to mean a guiding light, something that gives us direction.
It can also mean something or someone who attracts attention by their brilliancy or beauty.
Well, I did a bit of research on its etymology. It came from French by way of Latin and before from the Greek word, which literally means dog's tail. Ursa Minor being a little bear, therefore dog-like, and the North Star its tail.
It's a lovely word. Isn't everyone looking for their cynosure? In a way, the guiding lights, the people who will help us find our way in life.
Yes, I suppose it is somewhat poetic and perhaps connects to Dolorifuge, which is something that eliminates or diminishes grief.
Of course, the true Dolorifuge is time, but perhaps a person can offer someone else a partial Dolorifuge that can help them towards healing.
Both truly interesting words, Freya, but which shall we keep?
Right now, cynosures seem especially important. We're all lost and looking for our North Star.
I always carry a compass. At least I used to when I was a kid. Sorry, it's my daughter. I'll be right back.
is our compass for emotional confusion. Other people often serve as cynosures for us.
I know that my children and my wife are my guiding lights as I move through the world.
Yes, and friends too help us to see the paths we might choose. It seems like there are endless decisions to make. Careers are no longer as simple as they used to be. Friends can help us to decide which paths to start on or point out options we didn't even realize we hadn't seen.
Sometimes someone comes into your life who seems to open up a new path. I've had several important cynosures in my life. The counselor who worked with me after my parents' divorce, my etymology professor in college, new friends I've made along the way. It's not easy to get started in psychology, and I'm so grateful to the people who helped me. It's a big part of why it's so important for me to pay it forward and help other people find their way, especially right now. It's a really hard time to be an adolescent on the cusp of so many life-changing possibilities.
Yeah, it definitely sucks to be a recent grad right now, too. I'm glad I started my PhD because now would not be a fun time to be looking for a job.
No, I can't buy you a new phone. Because your mother already said no. I do still talk to her, you know. That is not fair, Amelia. I do talk to you too. Look, can I call you back later? I promise I'll have Amelia. Sorry.
Everything okay?
Yes, fine.
Anyway, back to the words. What do we think of Dolorifuge?
Well, I suppose a cynosure can be a kind of dolorifuge, a light in the dark to help us move past sadness and grief.
But I think there is a kind of psychological danger in the word dolorifuge.
How so?
Well, there is no ticket away from emotion. It's important to be allowed to feel what we feel, not to simply search for ways to move beyond grief. It can be especially hard to communicate with others when you're busy subsuming your own feelings, to connect honestly and deeply, even with the people you care very much about. I think everyone, but men especially, are taught to move past sadness as quickly as possible, but that doesn't necessarily leave room for true healing.
There's no magic button to solve our problems. It takes work.
Exactly. There's not really any one dolorifuge that can sweep in and save the day, but rather many small steps towards healing and future happiness that collect over time.
So perhaps we all need cynosures in the dark to lead us on that path of small steps forward.
Yes, I think so. It just becomes more and more difficult these days to figure out who is worthy of being our guiding light.
We have to think much harder about who we really know, who we can choose to believe in, especially because social media influencers and celebrities are so constantly available to us.
I would hope no one is choosing an influencer for their cynosure. In fact, I hope that students are choosing someone like a professor to be their cynosure or mentor.
Like you mean?
Well, perhaps. Or you.
Influencers carry more power than you might think, Rafe, but I do agree. I hope people pay more attention to the people they know IRL.
IRL?
In real life.
Ah, yeah. I think it's increasingly hard to know what to listen to in general. Media has become both polarized and polarizing.
Yes, it sometimes seems like there's no way to bring our paths together to better serve humanity.
Media has changed quite a lot. It holds so much power over how we understand our world and ourselves.
That's why it's so important to teach people to think critically, to read widely, and to question what they read.
And it's also probably why our job is more important now than before. Communication is all about language, and language can be used to persuade people of all manners of untruths.
Well, not to cut you short, but it seems we all agree on the power of language. So, does this mean we keep cynosure and remove dolorifuge?
I think so. It seems a symbolic choice in a way, us hoping for more cynosures to guide our culture forward.
And Also, as you said, Lexi, this would acknowledge the dangerous idea that people can easily move past grief with a magic dolorifuge.
Yes,
Not that anyone will know our reasoning behind this choice.
true, but it still helps shape the language. And ideally, it will also shape the choices people make in communication.
So, all in favor of keeping Cyno-not-so-sure and removing dolorifuge, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Good. That's that then. Anyone have any suggestions for next time? Billy?
Well, how about velleity and quack-reversal?
Splendid.
Really?
I already agreed.
But quack reversal? So,
Oh,
I've been scrolling Netflix looking for another movie we could watch together.
oh, find anything good?
Well, there's this one called The Half of It. It looks like a version of Cyrano de Bergerac about love and friendship and language. I thought maybe you might like it, about honesty, I guess. Well, that when you like someone, you let them know.
Yes, I think it's on my list too.
Really? Well, how about tomorrow night? I'll send you the link.
I'll be there.
Text you later.
Yeah, TTYL.